No.
Oh, hey, we're live.
Hello,
Seattle
hello.
Minute, Seattle Minute Movies, April edition.
Welcome to Minute Movies.
What do we got going on tonight, Sarah?
We've got sorry, your audio and your video got way out of sync for.
Oh, really?
You're good now.
I'm good now.
We've got a great screening tonight. We have 3 fantastic films. And
Over the
for
top.
anyone over the top films. For anyone joining us for the first time tonight, welcome to Minute Movies. We are a group. We meet every month here on YouTube, and we invite filmmakers to make films that are about a minute long, inspired by a word. And this month, that word is over. So we'll see some over-the-top films in just a minute.
In a minute, yeah. So, yeah, we've been doing this for quite a while, and got some people on deck that we are old friends. Is Peter?
No.
No.
No one is backstage yet. We've got Peter, Isaac, and Warner are our filmmakers for the evening. Oh, here we go. Pete popped in. All right, I'm going to add you in. Hello.
Peter.
How are you doing?
Oh, sounded very electronic distortion.
Not really. You sound like a robot.
Okay, let me try.
Wow.
Is that any better?
No.
It's not any better.
Not any better.
Is that any better?
It's only a little bit better. It's super distorted.
There's a lot of distortion and feedback.
Okay, that's fine.
It's almost like auto-tune mixed with a robot, and you're like, you start singing.
That's good.
Distortion to the max.
How about that?
That's working. Yes. What did you do?
The setting was wrong.
Okay.
It was going through my laptop microphone. Instead of, I've got a other camera up top here.
Okay.
So
yeah, it sounded like if it was slightly better, we could have used it, but it sounded very crazy robot. Anyway.
Okay.
So how's it going?
Good. I almost didn't make it this time. It was over was kind of a challenge.
Yeah. What did you find challenging?
It just wasn't setting off any bells in my head.
Okay.
And then Friday, I've been sort of tangentially working with this guy who's stop. The flat-coated retriever is always bugging me whenever I get on the phone or when I sit here, which I don't do often. It's the time when he finds that I'm sort of vulnerable and that I
Takes
have to
advantage of
do
it.
something with him, otherwise he'll just bug the crap out of me. So he went away. Anyway, Friday, I opened up the internets and found this. Just tangentially, there was this story about this guy who had run over a wolf, and I didn't read it because it looked really disturbing. And later that day, I got a phone call from this guy that I've been kind of working with. He's been talking about possibly my doing some videos with him for this nonprofit predator rescue organization that he runs on the island here. And he called about that story, and it was a way bigger deal than I thought it was. And so it immediately struck me as overkill. And it was like, oh, there's my solution for this month's Minute Movie. And so I started digging into the internet and found a bunch of stuff, a lot more than he had sort of indicated there might be out there. And so then I just started pulling things off and making a file, and then just put this together in like a day. And so yeah, it kind of saved me.
Should we watch it and then talk about it?
Sure.
Okay, let's see what you got. Overkill.
A little bit disturbing.
Yeah.
And so like I said, I did more research on it, and about halfway through, I all of a sudden thought, what if this is one of those own the libs kind of things, that they've sort of made this story up and they've got people running around with their heads cut off about this abuse, and that it actually didn't happen. And so I started looking around some more, and there are government agencies looking into it. It turned out he was fined $250. This Cody Roberts guy was fined $250 for possessing a warm-blooded wildlife or something like that.
Huh.
And it's there's no real punishment for this. It's technically legal as far as wildlife management in Wyoming goes. Apparently there are zones that you can actually hunt down wolves in, and that covers about 85% of Wyoming. And in looking some more and reading through some of the articles and reading into some of the comments, some of the people looked into his social media stuff and said that this is not, and I guess a lot of that's been pulled off. They've yanked his Instagram account and stuff, but I guess he's done this a lot. He runs down coyotes, he runs down wolves with his snowmobile. There's a couple of, I don't know, I guess body cam or GoPro things where he was chasing down wolves, and there was one wolf that got run over and went down and then started to get back up, and he ran it over it again. And this guy's laughing all the time and thinking it's great sport, and it's just
Wow.
kind of sick. And apparently, if in places where, well, if they have pulled the endangered species protection from the wolves there, because I guess the ranchers were all concerned about the wolves coming in and killing their calves or whatever. And apparently, if the Endangered Species Act had been in effect there, he could have been charged, I think, with like a felony and fined like $250,000 and faced jail time for it.
Wow.
So it turned out to be way bigger than I thought it was. And so it sort of, I felt like it was really worth putting it out there. And the guy who runs the predator rescue place asked if he could share this film around. So I guess it kind of hits all the major points. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Wow. That's.
I mean, there's one thing about the legality of hunting animals, but I think there should be protections for cruelty to animals.
Yeah. I mean, it's apparently he, like it said, he taped his mouth shut, or her mouth shut, and put, apparently it was a dog shock collar on it, and there was no indication that he was shocking the wolf. But like that, one of the quotes in there said that the wildlife expert that had looked at it said that, this, I mean, it looked like a domesticated dog. Basically, it was tolerating being there, and normally a wild wolf in a enclosed space like that would be freaking out.
Yeah.
And so it was apparently it was reacting like there have been studies of like when wolves have gotten kicked by elk or something like that and had a lot of internal damage. It was acting a lot like that situation. Where there was probably internal bleeding because, I mean, he ran it over with his snowmobile.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, Isaac left a couple comments here about, what he can do legally, but Isaac can't write what should be done with him. And then also he thinks it's a great video, especially as he's scrubbing his social media, and you've got his face at the end with his name under it. So
right.
Yeah, right. It is. I mean, you are portraying what he did and calling him out.
Yeah.
In a way that he can't control.
And the thing that sort of struck me too is that there's a lot of call for, boycotting Wyoming and all this other stuff. But I mean, it's a lot of that gets out of control. I mean, it apparently the wildlife board in Wyoming shut down because I mean it's big business just going to Wyoming and observing wildlife, not even hunting. I mean, it's like a $3 or $4 billion business
Wow.
of just people coming in and watching wildlife,
Wow.
injured birds or whatever. And they shut down because they didn't know how to respond to it. And I mean, it wasn't their fault. It was this. I mean, I looked it up. It was in Daniel, Washington, population 150, and he took it into this bar, and it looked like it's like one of the few businesses in town. Really, I mean, how many businesses can you have in a town of 150 people?
Right.
And the person who was the bartender was trying to get him to get it out of there, and he wouldn't do it. And it turned out there were like 30 people in the bar, and half of them were this Cody Roberts guy's family. And so if she'd closed the bar down, that would have been loss of business for her. And I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of aspects to it, but I mean, I can't blame people in Wyoming. There's places I've gone through Wyoming a couple times recently, and I've run into some really good people there. I did some research at a history museum in Green River, Wyoming, and the guy was great. So it's I don't know, and I guess the governor's kind of freaking out about it too. So I don't know
about the practice. Is that is it
well, just about this incident, obviously.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know what they could do in terms of reinstituting endangered species, because I'm sure the ranchers in the state have a big say in the state legislature and stuff.
Sure.
But
well, it seems like there could be better laws surrounding something like this. I mean, if a rancher really had a problem, it seems like instead of just like, well, looks like there's a wolf on my property, I'll shoot it. Instead of that, like it would seem like he'd have to, I don't know, like in Seattle here, you have to get a permit to cut down a tree, and then you have to plant 3 more trees, and there has to be a biologist involved, and you can't just go and cut down a tree just because you think it's your tree on your property. So it seems like something like that should be implemented. That if somebody has a problem, they can, raise a concern.
Apply for a permit.
Yeah.
Well, it turns out too.
What do I know? I don't live there. I'm just a city liberal.
Well, so what kind of law enforcement can you have on a 3,000 acre ranch in the middle of Wyoming?
Well, that's true.
Well, and two, this apparently this guy wasn't even a rancher. He owns a trucking business.
Yeah.
And this is just something that he does for fun. He goes out and, because he's protected by the fact that they're not endangered, that there is this, so I guess, sort of seek and destroy kind of, I don't know if it's a law, but it's an ability that they have.
Yeah.
It's not legislated or not restricted.
Well,
happy thoughts.
Um, thank you, Peter.
Thanks a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah, my light's up though.
I know. I see that. It's exciting.
Santa
Those are your-
Claus is back there.
These are your Santa Claus lights.
Mhm.
Yeah. Do you know that the holidays are over, Peter?
They're never over. Every day is a
Never.
holiday. I don't leave them on all the time. I only turn them on for this occasion. So
Okay.
The monthly Santa light
you
occasion.
have to make sure the batteries are still working, you know.
Yeah. Well, right on.
Oh.
And yeah, it's thanks for bringing our awareness to another
Level of
injustice.
wildlife awareness back up to speed here.
Yeah.
Because we're all spending time watching the farting sleeper.
I haven't spent any time watching The Farting Sleeper.
Okay. The orange farting sleeper.
Oh, okay.
I can get more political, but I won't.
Ah, okay. I think I know of what you refer.
You probably don't want to know about that.
Yeah.
But we'll hear more late in the weeks to come, hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Pete.
All righty.
Sure.
Thanks.
Sure.
See you
Great
next
to see
time.
you guys again.
See you next time.
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
Right. And next up, we have Isaac, who is backstage. And when you're ready, you can turn your camera on and I'll add you in. Here we go. Hello.
Hey, hey.
Welcome to Minute Movies.
Yeah, hi. Nice to be here.
Yeah. Good to see you.
Yep. I don't know how it works. Do I have to screen the movie myself, or do you guys? I know I submitted it. You guys queue it up?
Yeah. No, we got it. We got it
Okay.
ready to go. Yeah.
Got it queued up for you. You just have to. Is there anything you want to say about it before we roll?
No, yeah, just that like it's at least it's only a minute long, I guess. I've never made a film before,
Okay.
and I think the idea is a little abstract, and I also only have like I just have like my Galaxy J7 and my mom's old repurposed Galaxy J7, and I downloaded Photos Legacy so I could use the video editing software. Because since I never done this before, I wanted to see if I would enjoy it before I invested in anything. So
Sure. Yeah. Well, welcome. This is Minute Movies is actually a pretty good platform for first-time filmmakers. You know, we've had quite a few over the years and months that we've been doing this, and
Is there any
happy to.
feedback in particular you're looking for, or just
no, I don't.
what our impressions are?
Whatever strikes people. It is only a minute long, so yeah. My biggest concerns are like, is the audio? Well, I don't know. I just want to see what people think, I guess.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Right on. Cool. So I guess we'll roll your film.
Let's watch it.
Cool.
That was great.
Yeah, I'm glad the audio picked up for the clock. Damn. Yeah. I guess it's a little vague. So the thing that got me about the concept, the prompt, was the fact that the word "over" is used for repetition, like repetitious concepts, and then also
Right.
When you reach the end of all those repetitions, you use the same word. So
Same word.
I guess
Yeah.
that was kind of what I was going for. And I had to just use still shots because the motion detection on the phone camera is god awful, and everything that you're holding, if you're not propping it up, is like super shaky. So I had a lot more other little ideas I wanted to stick in there that I couldn't do because it was like no one will be able to look at this without throwing up. So I ended up with this kind of avant-garde pared down thing.
Okay.
Yeah, it did feel, I don't know, having the still shots, made it didn't feel like it was just shot on a phone, where I feel like you had a lot of movement to it. It might have more of a handheld feel, so it gave it a different flavor to your film, because it was all, basically on a tripod. Whatever you actually used, it felt like it was on a tripod.
Yeah, I think I just stacked some VHSs up. I think is what I did. That's good because I ideally don't want to shoot on a phone. I just don't want to buy a whole other thing unless editing video isn't that big of a deal. So and it wasn't.
I mean, phones are great.
Yeah, but I've never seen
maybe not that particular phone, but overall,
sure, of course. But I mean, like a better phone isn't going to be much cheaper than a better camera, which is fine. I'm just gonna wait for a while, I think, before I, invest in anything else. But it's not so much that like I don't think you can shoot things that are interesting on a phone at all. It's just like that's most of the stuff I am interested in looking at is not shot on phones. So
right.
Okay. So what was inspiring to you to make a minute movie this time?
It wasn't so much this time. It's just that like last time was my first month and I didn't know what the prompt was, and also it was like I found out about it like a week ahead of time, so I figured it would be a better idea to see what things were like first, so before making something. And then so I just went with whatever this was. So like a single word prompt is like Peter says, like sometimes you just don't have any inspiring ideas, but I feel like if like I've never made something before, there will be a lot of things that I can come up with just because there's like a huge backlog of stuff that I might have thought was interesting to put on, in a film before. I never did. So
you've got a couple of comments from Warner, who's got the next film coming up, Subtle Approach. And Jeff Blakely says, interesting initial effort. The clock sound helped tie it together.
Yeah, that's good. Like if there weren't, I'm glad that worked because like what I was really worried about was that we couldn't hear the clock. Because while I was editing it and shooting it, and then like looking at what I shot, I was like, I cannot hear this clock. So I had to put the clock like right up. Oh yeah, I recorded the clock separately. I held it. Okay. I just remember.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm glad that worked. Anyway.
Yeah, it did make it feel like time was passing for sure. That like auditory, along with the calendar moving forward, but really got that time aspect of the over and over and over, and then also over and done when you finished the book. And I think your idea definitely came through there. Peter liked your lighting.
Oh, yeah, that's just natural lighting mostly. So
cool.
Thank you. It's lucky it was sunny out the whole time I was trying to shoot by my window.
Right on.
Natural light can be the best light to use.
Well, thanks a lot, Isaac. It was awesome seeing your film. Thank you for submitting, and hope to see you again.
Yeah, hope to see you again. Right. See ya.
Yeah.
And
Got Mr. Butonsky coming up.
Mr. Butonsky. All right, adding you in.
Oh, how's it going, everybody?
Hey, real good.
Good.
How are
you
you?
doing?
All right, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, excellent. Well, it's good to be back. Actually missed, I think, what was like a 2-year streak last month. How did it go?
We missed you.
We missed
Ah,
you, man.
It wasn't the same without you.
I know, I'm telling you. I actually had a decent amount of footage on the road, but just couldn't get it together. So, yeah. But, well, this month we're looking at kind of an impromptu travel journey, and not without a couple of possible face distortions. But yeah, it should speak for itself. It's a kind of a combination of Jimmy on the road meets Florida, so we'll see.
Florida.
Jimmy plus Florida.
Yeah, so
Florida man.
kind of documenting, but also kind of off duty with the regular reporting approach.
Cool.
Cool beans.
Well, here we go.
Over the
Roll
top.
that footage. Thanks.
Jet 100.7 is WG.
Hybrid.
Just kind of working on the fairway shots right now and trying to just straighten out that drive.
So this is about 5 minutes from our hotel, from which we came through on a public walk access. And this is what it looks like on loadout. All 3 dogs and all of our luggage gear is packed and ready for northbound departure. Destination Louisville. This is when you thought we were over. We introduced 3 more co-pilots. The final pit stop's underway at Buc-ee's just over the Tennessee border. We locked Buc-ee's because we pick up some groceries here for our next Airbnb stop. Whoa! So after a few months in warmer climates, this is a snowbird early April Chicago return. I'm Jimmy Butonsky, off duty and reporting.
There you go. Nothing like an oxymoron of being off duty and still reporting. So, but also to echo Jim's comments, finding something around which to make the theme happen this month took a minute as well. So I don't know if you caught it, but I was able to just kind of throw it into the dialogue at the truck stop.
So Isaac's liking your voiceover and music layering.
Exactly. A little bit of layering happened. It was a little rocky at one point with a couple of the tracks, but I figured I liked the ambient sound that was going on with one of those face filters that I had going, so I decided to just leave it.
So we met a few new characters in your film there.
Kind of. Yeah, we may or may not see them again, but anything that's really disturbing looking with a stretched forehead, I figure is worthy.
What about that little dude that you had to bleep him out? What the heck was he all about?
That was there was a couple of random points thrown in too. There was a little cussing happening, so you may have noticed that gentleman was getting pretty fired up. Yeah.
This is family friendly, you know. Jeez, come on.
I know.
That's why it was bleeped.
Minute Movies has always been family friendly, so I had to suss out that word.
So Jeff says, "Did you get that drive thing straightened out?"
Incidentally, yes. incidentally, yes, I've been working on my game, and I've been fortunate enough to spend some time in warmer climates. So I was getting out there a fair amount. So yeah,
Didn't really
working on
look
the
warm.
straighter tee shot. So of
Looked
course,
pretty
everything else
swarmy.
is falling apart. It was actually coming up through Louisville. We were coming across what you may have heard of. This was about 10 days ago. Some of the storms that were hitting, and I mean tornadoes, Iowa,
Okay.
a few hundred miles west of us. So we definitely drove through a storm for a few hours. Yeah, exactly. Tornado mission alert happening. So that was, fortunately we were okay, but it was very severe rain on one of that last drive up. So fortunately, it's only about a 14-hour mission. So with stops and the dogs, as you can see, it's quite a payload that we're transporting.
Yes.
But we've got plenty of footage.
Yeah.
So for next month, I may indeed still be able to tap from some of this footage. So we'll see. But it's not for the weary. I mean, it took us a couple of weeks we should make a minute movie just about, I've got a furry friend right with me right here, but we should make a minute movie just about unpacking. I mean, we've had the amount of the trail of bags and boxes from our garage inside is noteworthy. Yeah. So, but I had to kind of work Jimmy in too. So I felt like it was kind of a hybrid. Did you notice that, or any thoughts on that? Or?
Kind of, sort of, yeah. I did. Yeah, you've taken your documentary approach and then like pulled the news, and of course Jimmy, even though he's on break, he still has to have the fades and the lower thirds and all that stuff.
The chirons coming out. Yeah, Jimmy's on break, but he's always kind of documenting the trips. So.
Yeah, it was like a meld between your more vlog style and Jimmy. It
was vlog reporting meets Jimmy on vacation. So now how we're incorporating those face filters, I haven't quite yet determined, but I could not include them. So
epic.
I think so.
Childish, maybe.
So yeah.
No.
Yeah, but again, the audio
over the top.
Audio needed a little. There was one point, like I said, where it was a little off, but otherwise, I think it came out with the right cadence. But anyway,
overboard. You went overboard. You gotta admit that.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. I like to use 14-year-old high school girl filters. I'm kidding. But so yeah, great to see everyone, and Isaac, nice to meet you as well, and good to see everyone on the call today. Thanks.
So wait a second, Peter's got a comment that the face filters are definitely dialed in.
Oh, dialed in.
Yeah.
I like that.
And Isaac says, "Nice to meet you too."
Cheers. Welcome aboard, Isaac.
Good to see you, Warner.
All right.
Catch you next time.
We'll see you next time.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Have a good one. Okay. Short and sweet little set.
Short and sweet set.
Yeah, we're not going over time.
I tried to film one, and my idea was so epic that when it didn't work out, I just couldn't do something else. But the clips that happened a couple weeks ago, Colin and I drove to the Path of Totality.
Oh, really?
Just outside Indianapolis. Yeah. And it was, so I was going to do something of like the moon going over the sun. But I didn't bring my camera. I just had my phone, and it couldn't focus on, of course, that far away. So even during the moment of totality, it was just like kind of a glowing dot in the middle of it didn't look right. And then I couldn't find any good clips online, and
no good clips of the eclipse.
Did not get good clips of the eclipse. Nope.
I saw some really good. I saw some really good photos. Was it?
Yeah. It's like, because the moon kind of covers it, and then during the like totality, it's just, you know, the horizon is lit up, but everywhere where you are is like dark twilight kind of feel. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and
Could you see stars?
yeah, we saw some stars. They're
Oh,
probably planets.
Mm.
And yeah, and you could like look up at it, and it was like just this black circle with this glowing white ring around it. It
Wow,
was pretty cool. Yeah.
crazy.
If you have a chance to see total eclipse, I recommend it. Though the next one in the continental US isn't until 2044. So it'll be a while.
Be a while.
But there is one in Spain in 2026. So
Okay.
if anyone's up for a trip to Europe,
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
go over the water.
Yeah. Yeah, I looked up how often they are, and they're not that rare. Like worldwide, they're not that rare. It's just,
right.
you know, a place that you can get to easily is different.
Wow. Well, that's awesome. I didn't know you went over there
Yeah.
to see it.
Yeah, it was cool. It's nice that it was a drive away. And we just slept in the back of the truck and watched the eclipse and drove back. So it was great.
Cool. It was cloudy here, but
I was worried. It was pouring down rain the day before, like while we were driving down, just absolutely pouring the entire drive. And then on the way back, it was completely overcast the day after. So it was like cloudy, and then this perfect day of beautiful blue sky, sunshine. So got lucky.
Yeah.
But that's my, you can imagine what it might have looked like if I had the right equipment with me. But also it was, you know, I was trying to experience it and not just
sure. Yeah.
film it. Because it was only 3 minutes of totality, so there wasn't that much time. Yeah. But shall we watch them all again and then find out our theme for next month?
Yeah, we should. Let's do that.
Well, here we go.
Fuck, man.
100.7 is WJT.
Alright. We have to be another hybrid. Just kind of working on the fairway shots right now and trying to just straighten out that drive.
So this is about 5 minutes from our hotel, from which we came through on a public walk access. And this is what it looks like on loadout. All 3 dogs and all of our luggage gear is packed and ready for northbound departure.
Right.
Destination Louisville.
This is when you thought we were over. We introduced 3 more co-pilots.
The final pit stop's underway in Buc-ee's just over the Tennessee border. We lock Buc-ee's because we pick up some groceries here for our next Airbnb stop. Whoa! So after a few months in warmer climates, this is a snowbird early April Chicago return. I'm Jimmy Bukowski, off duty and reporting.
Hey. Cool little over. What's the
Over.
over? We're over with over.
Over with over.
Over's over.
I'm over it.
Are you over it? I'm not over it.
Over it.
Yeah.
Ready to see what's next?
Ready to see what's next? Okay, it's ready for you. You ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go. Just zoom.
Peak.
Peak.
Peak. You spelled it all the different ways.
All the different ways
Peak.
to let people know that we can. It's just a phonetic thing. So peak. You know what's peak to you? Is it piqued
What
your
piques- What
curiosity?
piques your interest?
Peekaboo.
Summit the nearest peak.
Summit the nearest peak. We shall rise to the highest peaks. Yeah. Haven't had many of those multiple spellings of a word.
For a little while, yeah.
Well, yeah. My curiosity is piqued. Okay.
Interesting to see what there is to peak next
Yeah.
time.
All right. Well, I guess we're over.
Guess we're over.
Over now.
Thanks everyone for a wonderful screening. See you next time.
See you next time.